Okay, today we are talking predicate nouns, predicate adjectives, and antecedents. We have a lot of information coming at you today. Go ahead and pause anytime you need to. Grab notebook, pencil, take your notes, get everything down, and of course come back and take a look at things if by chance you need a refresher on what we're talking about today, because there's a lot. So let's take a look first at predicate nouns. What are they? Well, quite simply, it's a noun, or it could be a group of words, but either way, it's in the predicate that renames the subject. So this occurs after a verb, in this case, a linking verb, and that's very important to distinguish. If there's a noun that takes place after an action verb, typically it's going to be something like a direct object. But when you have a linking verb like is, are, was, were, has, have, had, all of that, if it's a noun after a linking verb that renames the subject, it is a predicate noun. For example, Jamie is a basketball star. Jamie is the subject of our sentence, our subject noun. Is our verb, and it is a linking verb. Star is a noun that renames Jamie, describing what he is, or renaming what he is. He is a baseball star, not a basketball star, a baseball star. So star is our predicate noun. You can also say predicate nominative, but predicate noun. And we label that PN for predicate noun. Predicate adjectives are similar in that they occur after a linking verb, but instead of renaming the subject of your sentence, they're going to describe the subject of your sentence. They are modifiers that occur in the predicate after, again, a linking verb describing the subject. Jamie is very fast. So Jamie is still the subject of our sentence, but in this case, fast is describing Jamie. It's not renaming him, it is describing, it's modifying him. So it's a predicate adjective. We label that PA for predicate adjective. So predicate nouns are going to rename the subject after a linking verb. Predicate adjectives are going to describe the noun, the subject of the sentence, after a linking verb. And remember, after a linking verb. That is very important. So to identify, let's take a look at this first sentence. We'll do together the rest. I'm going to have you pause and you can do it on your own and then hit play again when you're ready to check your answers. So the first one we can do together. The cat sitting on the wall is very still. First, we're going to identify the subject of our sentence. Who or what is the sentence about? Cat. Cat is sitting on the wall, is very still. What is our verb? This is a tricky one. What is our verb? It's not sitting. That's not our verb. Sitting's describing cat. Our verb is. It's a linking verb. The cat sitting on the wall is very still. So we have a linking verb. Do the words in the predicate describe or rename? Describe. So it's a predicate adjective. I'll bring the rest of these up for you. I'll have you pause right now, and I want you to go through the remaining sentences, identifying first, you've got to find the verb. Actually, no, first you find the subject, then you find the verb, and then you find predicate adjective or predicate noun, and label it. So underline verb, label predicate adjective, predicate noun, and when you're finished with this, hit play, and we'll go through the answers together. So go ahead and pause right now. Okay, first one we did together, so we don't need to do that one again. Next sentence, Alex and Matthew are my cousins on my mother's side. Alex and Matthew would be the subject, or Alex, Matthew are the subject of our sentence. Are is our verb, it is a linking verb. Cousins rename Alex, Matthew. So since they rename, it's a predicate noun, PN. As a baby, Bonnie was chubby. Was is our linking verb. Bonnie is our subject. Chubby is a descriptive modifying word in the predicate that describes Bonnie, so we have a predicate adjective. James and Peter were captains of the football team. James, Peter are our subject. Were is our linking verb. Captains rename James and Peter. They are predicate nouns. The man in the yellow hat is tall and skinny. So our subject is man. Is our linking verb. Tall and skinny describe man, so they are both predicate adjectives. Mr. Blackwood ate the chocolate cake. I threw this one in here to see if you were paying attention because Mr. Blackwood, subject, ate the chocolate cake. It is an action. It is not a linking verb. Ate. Eating is something that you do. Mr. Blackwood ate what? He ate cake. It's a direct object, not a predicate noun. I hope you caught that. All right, so pronoun antecedent agreement. Now remember, we're going through a lot today, so now we're switching gears a little bit, talking about pronouns and antecedent agreement. First of all, what is an antecedent? It's the noun that a pronoun is referring to. So it could be the noun earlier in a given sentence, or it could be in a completely preceding sentence. But whatever it is, they have to agree. Your pronoun has to agree with the noun that's referring back to. And it must agree in two areas. It must agree in gender, and it must agree whether it is a singular or plural. So if you have one ball or two balls, it has to agree. If it's a female, it has to agree. So if you're talking about a girl, your pronoun's going to be she. It has to agree in gender and whether it's singular or plural. Now, this is a very common mistake I see a lot of students doing. A sentence like this. Each student must be responsible for their money. What's the problem with that? The pronoun that is used is their. What's it referring back to? Student. Is student singular or plural? Singular. Their is plural. They're not agreeing in whether or not it's singular and plural. So there, it should be each student must be responsible for his or her money. So keep that in mind. Anytime you have kind of a gender neutral, you don't really know if we're talking about a boy or a girl, you don't say their, you can say his or her, or his/her. All right, I'm going to pull these up, give you a second. Again, pause here. You can practice these and we'll come back and you can check your answer. So hit the pause button and come back when you're done. Okay, so Beth spoke to her friend on the phone. Beth is singular and female, so we use the singular female form of the pronoun. Jim and Josh waited for their ride after the game. Jim and Josh is a compound subject. They're male. I suppose they could be female either way, but since there's two, we're going to use the plural form of the pronoun. Everyone must bring his own shoes to the bowling alley. This one gets a little tricky for some people, and we're going to talk about that. This is why. Everyone is actually a singular noun. And the way I want you to remember it is to, every time you come across everyone or everything, is to say every single one or every single thing. It is a singular noun. So when you have a pronoun, you need to use the singular form of the pronoun, his or her. Other words that kind of go along with that: neither, anyone, someone, no one, anybody, everybody, everything, each, either, something, all of those. There are more, but all of those you have to keep in mind. Those are singular forms of the noun. So you're going to want to use a pronoun that is going to agree with that singular form. Okay, if you have any questions, you can go ahead and put them in the comments and I'll try and get back to you. You can also, of course, purchase these slides. If you're interested, I'll have the link in the description for that. And thank you for hanging out with me today. I hope this helped you, and take care.